Hello again, my little stormtroopers, and welcome to another Mordian Glory video. In today's episode, I want to take you through my army list for an upcoming tournament. And this is kind of a 2-for-1. It's a bit of a spicy meatball because not only is this a pure infantry guard army, but it's also a pure elite guard army. We are combining the idea of wave after wave of men with the elite skills of the Scholar Progenium. I'm not going to lie to you guys, I think this could be quite interesting. And what I want to do today is take you through step by step each of the units that I've put in this army list and give you some of the thoughts and tactics behind the choices. And so without further ado, let's not mess around any further. Let's fix bayonets and charge right into today's episode. You there, guardsmen! Do you like multi-part plastic sci-fi infantry that doesn't cost a kidney? Well, good news! The Mordian Glory channel is now officially sponsored by Wargames Atlantic. Wargames Atlantic sells fantastic sci-fi models which are perfect as alternative Imperial Guardsmen. This includes the Bulldogs, totally not Praetorians, or the Legrognards, which are totally not Mordians, Vestorians, or Kriegers, all in one box. And the best bit is, Wargames Atlantic offers a bulk buy discount, and the more you buy, the bigger the discount. Perfect for amassing those huge platoons of guardsmen. So what are you waiting for? Click on the affiliate link down below, get yourself some great models, and support the channel today. First things first, I want to give you guys a quick bit of context behind why I am running this army list. What is the context behind this force? Well, it comes down to 3 or 4 reasons. Firstly, it's been a while since I ran the Pure Infantry Guard. I haven't been feeling it since they nerfed reinforcements, but I've started to get that itch again that I need to throw waves of men at the enemy. And clearly I'm not the only one because I've been having a lot of comments recently in the live streams and in the videos saying, Mordian, when are you going to bust out the Pure Infantry again? So with that in mind, I did want to go back to Pure Infantry, but I wanted to do things a little bit differently. Firstly, the tournament that I am going to with this list is Winehammer. And at Winehammer, I have always traditionally run my Pure Scion army. And so I thought, well, if I'm going to be going to Winehammer, I might as well bust out the Scions. And then I realized with the new Tempestus Aquilans that you can get a lot of elite guard infantry into your army. You can have 60 Scions, 3 Scion Command Squads, 3 Kazakin Squads, and 3 Tempestus Aquilan Squads. That's like 135 elite infantry, and you've still got loads of points left over. So I thought, let's go for pure infantry. Let's go for very, very heavy Scion list, and then let's see what happens when we combine the two together and we go for a full Grenadier elite pure infantry guard style army. And well, this is the result in front of you. I know you guys don't want to be blueballed any longer. Let's get into the list proper. And let us start with the Scion contingent. So we have got 3 Scion command squads. Each of these has got a Tempesta with a plasma pistol. Each squad's got a grenade launcher in there. Each squad has got a couple of other special weapons. I have to be honest, there's a little bit of mixture of plasma and hotshot volley gun and melter in here. And the reason for that is essentially I started running out of plasma and melter, so I had to bulk out the command squads with a couple of other bits. To be honest, what I'll probably do is just paint up a few extra models. As you can see, I've got a couple of guys I need to paint here anyway. So what I will probably do when I take this list at all, when I finalize it, is make sure that every single one of these Scion command squads has got the same loadout, which will be plasma gun, melter gun, and grenade launcher. We're going to have one guy with a rifle who's going to act as the medic. I'm going to have the Tempesta with the plasma pistol. These Scion command squads are going to be supporting 6 units of Tempesta Scions. I tell you what, guys, there is nothing quite like seeing 6 bricks of the best of the guard. Each one of these squads is equipped with a sergeant with the plasma pistol and power fist, and then we have got 2 plasma guns and 2 melter guns in each unit. We've not bothered with the Voxcasters in the squads, and that is because if you take a Voxcaster in a sound unit, you have to give up a hot shot rifle and take a hot shot pistol instead. I know it might not seem like much, but I'd much rather have those hot shot rifles than the hot shot pistols, especially when we're going to be deep striking in here. I'm probably doing first rank fire, second rank fire with a few of these units. That is actually a fair few extra shots that we will get if we have rifles in these squads. Now the idea is, of course, we're going to have 3 of these command squads leading 3 of these units, and that will give us 3 Scion Gigablobs. All of those will go in reserve. We're also going to have another 10-man unit in reserve as well, and then a couple of these units are going to have to start on the board. That is a bit of a shame because, of course, we want to try and have all the Scions in Deep Strike, but the reality of the situation is that we have to have at most half of our points in Deep Strike and half of our units. And so a couple of Scion squads are going to have to start on the board because we do have a few other units that will be going into reserve. We have gone for Plasma and Melter in every single one of these squads, and there's a couple of reasons for that. Firstly, standardization. When we are using so many infantry, we need to make sure that at a glance we know what squads have got what. We don't want to be peering in, trying to figure out, oh, is this first squad with a Plasma and a Melter and a volley gun, and is this second squad with a hot shot and a flamer? No, nothing like that. Everything gets standardized so that we know exactly what we've got in each squad, and that makes it quicker because remember, we're at a tournament, so we're going to be on the clock. And the other reason, in truth, is that I feel Plasma and Melter is just the best way of running your Scions these days. I have tried running my guys with volley guns in the past. In fact, last time I went to Winehammer, I had a whole bunch of squads with volley guns, and I came away from that thinking, God, I wish I just had Plasma and Melter on everyone. In 10th edition, there's too many big Gribblies and there's too much durability around there to be messing around with things like hotshot volley guns. My hotshot las rifles will do all the anti-infantry that I need, so I might as well have the special weapons handle things that aren't infantry. In a similar vein, we move on to our next cohort, and these are the 3 squads of Kazakin, represented here by my old school metal stormtroopers in this green colour scheme. You'll notice that all of the units in this army are colour coded. That is because it makes it easier for my opponent to understand what they are shooting at and to be able to make informed decisions. When you're running an army like this with so many infantry and so many different squads, if they're all in the same colour scheme, especially when we've got some that are deep striking down and some that aren't, so they've all got different abilities, it can be quite confusing for your opponent. And there is a certain element of etiquette when it comes to running an army like this to try and make things as simple as possible for your opponent to understand. So we've got 3 units of Kazakin here. They are in the green colour scheme, and every single one of these Kazakin units is equipped the same. We've got Plasma Pistol, Power Sword, double Plasma Gun, double Melter Gun, Hot Shot Sniper. We've got the guy with the Voxcaster, we've got a guy with the Melter Mine, and we've got 2 basic bods. These Kazakin will all be starting on the board. They will be acting as our scout infantry, and their job will be to scout up the board aggressively if we get the first turn, getting onto objectives early, or if we don't get first turn, to scout defensively so that they can hide and keep themselves safe. Now, the Kazakin and the Scions are all going to be our main damage dealers in the army, and there's a hell of a lot of melter guns and plasma pistols in these units, and we've even got the ability to do mortal wounds with the melter mines, and don't forget these squads can be chucking out grenades as well if they need to. Of course, a lot of the deep striking units will also be acting as our pseudo indirect fire, which is very important when you're playing on terrain heavy and dense boards. But it's not all about the damage dealing, and it's not all about the indirect fire. Of course, we need to take into account our primary game and our secondary game, and this is where our next cohort of units comes in. These guys in the red armor are going to be my Tempestus Aquilans. Each squad is really, really simple. We've got a sergeant. Every single sergeant has got the grenade sentry. Because the grenade sentry is just a piece of equipment, you don't need to actually have it in the squad as a separate model. So the sergeant essentially, you do for kill team, but for 40k you don't, because it's literally the sergeant, it's equipped on his person somewhere. So each one of these squads is going to have the sergeant with a rifle and the grenade sentry, and then you're going to have one guy in each squad with a melter carbine. Honestly, these Aquilans probably aren't going to be doing all that much damage. The main reason I'm taking them is because A, it's more elite guard infantry, and B, because being able to deep strike within 3 inches makes my secondary game very, very strong. And last but not least, we have got the primary game. We have got 3 squads of Death Corps of Krieg. Every single one of these units is led by a Death Corps Marshal, and every single one of these units has got a medipack, double plasma gun, double grenade launcher, double melter gun, and double sergeant with the plasma pistol and the power sword. These Death Corps of Krieg units, of course, will be starting on the board, and they will be pushing onto objectives along with the Kazakin, making sure that we are dominating on the primary game. And between them, that is actually, between them and the 2 squad sides that are starting on the board, that will actually be 110 bodies pushing on to the objectives. Now, a lot of these bodies are going to have a 5+ feel no pain as well, thanks to the Death Corps Marshals. And anyone who's run Death Corps squads will tell you, these guys are surprisingly durable. Just that 4 up in cover, 3 up if you've got to take cover on them, and then you've got the 5 feel no pain, and then you've got the fact they can regrow guys, D3 a turn, can make them a real pain in the ass for enemies to shift. And then you've got the Kazakin, who have got the 4+ armor save. Of course, they can tell themselves to take cover as well, put them up to a 3 up, and in cover, they still would only have a 3 up, but, you know, if they get to essentially ignore that +1, they get to ignore that AP that comes in with the take cover and the 4+ save. In total, we have got 60 Kriegers, 30 Aquilans, 30 Kazakin, and 75 Scions and 3 Death Corps Marshals for a total of 198 Guard Infantry. We're going to be starting on the board with the 3 Krieg units, the 3 Kazakin units, and the 2 Scion units. And then we're going to have the 3 Scion Giga Blobs and 1 regular Scion squad and 3 units of Aquilans starting in reserve. This should actually help make running this army very quick, because rather than starting with 200+ infantry on the board from the get-go, we're actually only starting on the board with about 100 or so, and the rest will be coming in from deep strike. This will make it quick to set up, and it will also make it quick to play as we manage the resources throughout the game as squads come in. And that efficiency of time is a very, very important thing. Do not overlook it, because often one of the big challenges of running Pure Infantry Guard is the fact that the army can be very time intensive. So anything that can make it more efficient is a very, very strong factor. And my final thought on this whole thing is it is absolutely wild and incredible how much elite infantry we've been able to get. We are running a very well-sized Pure Infantry Guard army. Even if I wasn't running elite infantry, having about 200 line infantry is the sweet spot. That's what we aim for when we run Pure Infantry Guard armies normally. And now we've got the same number of bodies that we want. Maybe we'd have like 240 in a regular guard army, 220, but we're running a very respectable amount of bodies. But these guards aren't hitting on 3s or 4s. These guards are hitting on 3s or 2s, depending on if they've got take aim or not. And we've got loads of rerolls in the bank as well. What I'm saying is, and I don't mean to alarm you gentlemen, but I think Guard now has the ability to run both quantity and quality. You no longer have to pick. But of course, all of this is just like my opinion, man. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Is this army absolutely bonkers, or do you think it is absolutely lethal, or perhaps somewhere between the two? If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to smash that like button, and if you want to see how this list does at the tournament, make sure you subscribe to never miss an episode. Would you like to know more? If so, then please consider becoming a channel member or patron. By supporting the channel, not only will you be doing your part, but you'll also be helping me create more content for your viewing pleasure, and unlocking a whole host of perks. You get everything from a badge next to your name, custom emojis, but the big one is access to the Mordian Glory Discord server, an online community with almost 2,500 active members. It's always popping off in the MG Discord. We've got channels for army lists, hobbying, tactics, stories, and even a pretty spicy meme section as well. For all you greenhorns that wanted to see the Mordian glory hole, today is your lucky day. And joking aside, I do want to say a massive thank you to all of the current channel members and Patreons. You guys are amazing. Truly the lifeblood of the channel. I could not do Mordian Glory full-time without the incredible and generous support of my members. So thank you guys so much. And last but certainly not least, I want to say a personal thank you to all of my top tier Patreons. These are the War Masters, the people who have truly gone above and beyond the call of duty. So a heartfelt thank you to Alex Dengal, Bonbon Vert, Mad Larkin, Marcus Roberts, Mark Panconi, RJ Scorpion, Swordfish Trombone, Try Again Bragg, John Stubbs, Nick Walsh, Diesel Fox, and August Barney. Seriously guys, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Your support is incredible and it makes a huge difference. Thank you so much. That's all for now. Hope you've all enjoyed today's video, and of course, as always, see you guys next time.